Hey guys, so I decided to paint my cabinets and film them, and this is totally unscripted, so that's cool. I just painted them white for a base. I lost some of the footage, so you didn't really see me sketch out the idea. Um, but right now you will see me vibing to Bitch Lasagna. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at these series, they just crying for their mama. Okay, that's enough of that. That was low-key cringe. So right now, you can see I'm painting the sky red after I paint all the blocks, the cabinets white, and like sketch over it. So I'm painting this design that I sketched out. The design is basically a sunset with power lines, like, and it's on a road and stuff like that. And there was a bunch of clouds, and I decided to paint it red because first I was like, oh, that would be unusual. Then I realized my ladder, because I also painted my ladder. The top part of it, where the sky is also red, and it just made, like, it just matches, so I go with it as well. Just now you could see my mom and my grandpa coming into my room as I started painting this. And I also painted Loser Lover on one of them in red because I am a big, like, it weeaboo. So I'm still painting them. And because I thought I was going to run out of paint, I had to do them quickly, and I didn't really do a good job the first coat, so I had to go back again and do a second coat and like touch up some places that needs a little bit more paint. You will see that later. If you're wondering why the camera is like slowly panning up throughout this video, it's because I stacked my iPad because my phone ran out of storage on this pile of books and folders on top of my cat's bed. So it wasn't really a proper stand, but it worked somewhat. It just keeps sliding. I adjusted it later on, as you can see. And here you can see that I adjusted the camera and I threw away a tissue that I was using. So by this time it was around 4 o'clock, like 3:30 around there, and I was thinking to myself, I haven't even started on the clouds, so I'm gonna do the clouds next. And basically with clouds, you just need to get a really dry brush, or a brush that's like somewhat dry, and white and a highlight color and a darker shade for like the shadows and highlights, and that's basically what you do for clouds. The brush strokes I use to make clouds is basically just a dabbing pattern in the shape of a cloud. You first put on the white, and then you put the highlights, and then you need to know where the light source is. So for this instance, the light source is the sunset. So I have white, and then I put a little bit of yellow at the bottom, and this mixture between pink, red, and purple on the top for the shadow. And you need to like angle where the highlight's going to be and where the shadow is going to be according to where the cloud is and where the light source is. And that's basically what you do for clouds, and that process, that light source thing, is applied to many things in art as well, so. After I did the clouds, I started doing some stars, and I basically just took a pencil and dipped the lid part in some white paint and made dots. You can't really see it because it's too small and the camera couldn't really catch it. And I also put bigger stars with a small brush and just made plus signs. And this is just how I do it. Don't take it like good advice because I'm only 15 and I don't really know everything about art, but that's how I draw clouds and stars. You can see here that I started painting the power line poles. I can't paint straight things for the life of me. Even if I like use a ruler or something, I can't draw or paint straight. So after I went in with the black, I needed to clean up the edges with some more of that red, but it's not really red, it's more like a red fade to pink because it's a sunset. Here's where I decided to start painting the actual like cables. That didn't turn out so well. It was really messy because I used a brush that was way too tiny. It was the smallest brush I own. It literally had like, I don't know, 10 hairs on it. That didn't work, so I had to choose my second smallest brush, but it was a little bit too big, so it was a little messy, so I had to do some touch-up work afterwards. And yeah, and also the fact that I can't draw the lines and make them match up, so there was a bunch of just random sketchy streaks, so I had to clean that up as well with some red paint. And here is where I came in with some white paint and did some highlights on the power lines. If you can hear noise in the background, it's because of construction. My neighbors are doing some kind of weird thing that I don't know. Anyway, after I finished the highlights on the cables, I did the finishing touches. Like, not finishing touches, it was like the home stretch. I did the road and the floor, which is black. And by this time, it was around 5, almost 6, and I was like, this is the home stretch, I can finish this. It took me another 40 something minutes to finish this. Yeah. This is when I realized my iPad was running out of battery, so I had to plug it in and went back to painting. Right now I'm blow drying the remaining wet paint so I can put a top coat on them without it smudging everywhere, but some of it didn't dry, so I kind of panicked a little bit when I was putting on the top coat, and then I fixed it though, so it wasn't bad, it didn't smudge that much. At this point, it was nearing to the end. My feet hurt so much from standing for 6 hours, and I was honestly happy this was almost over. So I peeled off the tape, and here's the video of me peeling off the tape, because apparently peeling off tape from paint is like satisfying or whatever. Okay, that was not satisfying. I've been lied to, but whatever, so here's just a speed up version of me doing the rest of it. And this is the end product. Sorry that the lighting is really bad in this picture. It was already dark out when I finished painting this, because it took me 6 hours and I started at 1. So that's great. Thank you for watching. I'll do this again maybe next time. Bye.